Hello, this is Vulturefire. I'm going to be playing in a discard deck. The last video I uploaded was going over this deck, similar to when I broke down my Rowden deck. I just wanted to go over all of the cards that are in the deck and in the card pool, and that took me enough time that I wanted to split it into a separate video. So we've already bought everything from the market. Shieldbot's the important thing. We are playing Inna, so we have random tools. We don't discard them at the end of turn because we're level 10. We get to see extra cards. Mighty, Tough, and Adept are stronger for us than they would be normally. All right, cool. That's everything. Let's go. So there's our shield bot. Okay, treasure map is very, as always with card pools type stuff, you get a lot of very good picks, especially with Inna where you have 4 choices. We're going to start with the treasure map, and we'll see where we go from there. So I think we will take a rank of plated. It will further help us mitigate damage early on. We don't have any healing, so the Blessed Helm doesn't do anything for us, and I think we can do better on outfit. So we'll take the plated and see what we're looking at here. So I like the cards that this drops, that the Forest Guardian drops less for Inna than I do for a lot of other characters. I'll take Icy Cure still on basically anybody. But the other card I don't care as much about. But the advantage of going here is that it lets us go through the Frenzy, through the Vessel of Impulse, which potentially gets us Mystic Renewal, which is a way to get Frenzy, which is always fun. So I think the play here is, with the Inna deck, you do actually want to hit some fights because you want to add a lot of cards to your deck because your starting deck can be kind of weak in some ways. So as I mentioned, we have this potential issue where we want to just make sure that we get our Void Bolt out first to get those discards off. And so now we're going to discard this Malevolent Idol, which will do a bit of damage. We will, I think, Brittle Shield to discard the Void Focus, which will turn on the Sextant. Right, we can discard this to get us some card draw. We can upgrade, I think we're going to upgrade the Malevolent Idol, which at end of turn is going to go up to 15 damage. So if we draw that Malevolent Idol again, it will do a lot more damage, which is nice. This is the other Malevolent Idol, though. Let's discard the treasure map to see what we get. Okay, we can at least kill the front enemy. Let's not discard the Malevolent Idol because I would rather have that damage potentially go to, to get the damage on there. And yes, I took a bit of damage for that, but I think we're fine. We lose our weak. It loses the Thornberry loses its reflect, which is nice. We can make it vulnerable. This is again the low damage one, unfortunately. We're going to tweak the Void Bolt actually. So the awkward thing about Void Bolt is Void Bolt Plus does require you to discard 2 cards, which is an important thing to know. But in this case, we were able to get the kill, so we didn't care. But yeah, it is just very important to keep that in mind if you do plan to pick up a Void Bolt, that you are at the mercy of, you are risking not having the 2 cards to discard in the future. So I think, looking at this set of cards, I do want a Blessed Strike. I also really want an Increasing Visions. I think the Blessed Strike is more valuable to us right now, just because having a bit more damage is nice early on, and the Increasing Visions really will pick up in value once we're able to find a Void Spike, whereas the Blessed Strike we're just always going to want. If we somehow don't find any Void Spikes, the Increasing Visions becomes a whole lot less valuable to us, I guess is what my point is. So let's draw some cards. Let's tweak let's tweak the Void Focus and then immediately discard it, which will mean that next time we draw a Void Focus, it will generate 5 mana for us, which is nifty. And then we can, so we are going to take, we would have taken a status effect, but now we're not because we were pure. So it would have been, I think, vulnerable, which means that this probably would have tripped the Arcane proc on us if we hadn't done that. I think I want to start setting that one up. One of the nice things about the the deck that we're playing right now is that it does, I should have played that first, is that it does often do pretty well on mana early on. You have a bunch of cheap cards, and you're only playing a fraction of your hand each turn because you're discarding half your cards on average, which does help with the efficiency angle. Discard that. So if you couldn't guess just by how this is going, we are almost certainly going to end up cutting the Malevolent Idols at some point. We have them now because we don't have anything else there are no other commons that give us value for discarding them, and there's absolutely no benefit to if we add other cards in this spot, because as you can see we are able to discard our entire hand almost every turn. If the card that we add instead doesn't do anything when we discard it, then we get 0 value from having that card. And if it's a card that we'd rather play than the thing we're using to discard it with all the time, then something's wrong. So I think these are correct. It's very possible that the correct answer is that we want a card that does something even if it's not discarded, and just accept that we aren't fully on theme. But, you know, I gotta be on theme. We're gonna take the Frantic Scouring, which is one of the ways that we will get access to tools. The other one being the Epic card that has a very similar type of effect. We're gonna discard like that, which is gonna get us some tools. So the advantage to picking up that plated there is that it means that the Assault Wisp wasn't able to do any damage to us immediately. We do really want to kill that Wisp though. I should have played that first. My mistake. Ugh. Yeah, see, this is one of the awkward things I was talking about, where it's like we have this Void Bolt as the last card in our hand, and we cannot usefully play it. Fortunately, so there was Shield Bot tripping. That's why we got that shield immediately after getting hit. But fortunately, we're not shocked because the Purity Stack ate the Shocked, so that helps a little bit. We do really need this to die. I'm debating if it's worth upgrading the Void Bolt. I think it is too risky. I think I am going to just tweak the Siphon card. I think we do this. Alas. The thing about Malevolent Idol being random is that it does sometimes mean that you miss. I think I play the Siphon card. I think I just want the mana. I know this is going to result in us taking some damage. The nice thing is Shield Bot is incredibly good against 4x4 hits, because it means that we take... so what happens there with Shield Bot is we take 4 damage, 3 of it goes through our shield, 1 of it hits our health. And then Shield Bot says, oh, you took a health damage, you get 3 more shield. So in the next hit, 3 damage to our shield, 1 damage to our health, and so on. And so we just only take we functionally take 1 damage from each 4 damage hit, which is, it turns out, way easier to deal with, way less total damage. No, that's tough. That's why we don't have. Let's get this kill. So, I'm not thrilled to still be in this fight at this point. I would love for the fight to be over. Unfortunately, that's just not the world we live in. So the question is, do I want to copy the treasure? I don't have to copy anything now. I could copy, because basically the question is, like, if I draw stuff off the treasure, is there a possibility that I'll draw something I would rather copy? I think the answer is no. I think just having more card draw is better for us here. Yeah. Let's go ahead and pick up some tough. Let's go ahead and do a Blessed Strike. Yes, that gets us a little bit of shock, but we also get, I think I'm going to let that count up. So we're not in the best of positions, but it could be a lot worse. At this point, it may be worth upgrading the Void Bolt, because we do just kind of want damage. And then we pitch those. And then I think we gain another purity stack. Because we're at plenty of mana right now. So here's this again, where it is going to give us a bit of damage. This is not going to give us enough damage to get the kill. Okay, so this is a bit awkward, because if we could have tweaked the Void Bolt, but we wouldn't have had enough cards in hand left to actually still have something to. We would have then needed to discard 2, and we would have only had 1 card in hand left, which would have made it impossible for us to actually. Okay, this is actually just going to just discard that. Okay, so yeah, that worked out. We didn't end up taking that much damage. I think I still kind of want more treasure maps. Have I taken any additional mana cards? No? Maybe I need another mana card. I think I need another mana card. So this is interesting. We are generating some shield, which makes me hesitant to take that. If we take this, we would then want to remove our... so the interesting thing is this is shield gained by cards minus 2, so it doesn't affect shield bot. If we take this, it would be with the plan of taking out the brittle shields eventually, which I don't hate that. The brittle shields are pretty sketchy. What's the worst that could happen? Click. So we will want more discard outlets before we remove these, though. So we may not, depending on what we get out of this fight and the next fight, we may not remove the brittle shields at the mid boss. This is more damage, so we'll start with this. So one of the nice things here is that anytime we aren't attacked, we get a stack of, we'll end up with a stack of whatever that we can use later. A stack of evasion that we can use on a future turn. So we can upgrade that. Yeah, ironically we are actually going to upgrade that because that does mean that we won't take any damage here, which is nice. See, that'll hit. I was hoping it would hit this and deal with that evasion stack for us. Argument to be made there for applying the curse instead, but so let's keep upgrading cards. Let's upgrade the Void Visions like that. I think we upgrade the Siphon card as well. So Void Visions Plus is going to give us 2 wits when we discard a card. So the card that I really want to see that we don't have yet is the Void Spike. Like I said, we need some more damage, and Void Spike is one of our 2 good damaging cards here that we could potentially find. But yeah, I think this fight is a pretty good demonstration of how this deck can have issues with stalling out sometimes, where we just do not have much damage, and especially where like this enemy is just slowly stacking evade. we can really run into problems with actually closing out fights. I think I want that shield. Playing this doesn't actually get us anywhere, so let's do... So we aren't going to take any damage. We finally got through. Yeah, let us get through some of this. These evade stacks. I think we actually upgrade the level in idle, but only enough. Yeah. Still taking damage, which I still don't love. But still, what are you going to do? We don't quite have lethal yet. Counting on finding lethal out of this. That'll do it. I also wouldn't mind if we could find healing, which right now just means we basically have to draw exactly Frantic Scouring and then get exactly bandages, but we did, so justified. And then we get the kill. So you can already see, like, this deck does tend to durdle a bit, but does get there eventually. So I think we re-roll and hope to get, yeah, a Mana Dance, which is what I wanted. I don't think we cut, I think maybe we get one Brittle Shield. I do still, I'm a little hesitant. We may find ourselves a little low on discard outlets, especially since I didn't draw another one. I do like this having an upgraded Brittle Shield in our deck. I think that ends up paying off for us. I think getting the Security Stack is also worthwhile. Treasure Map Plus is very good. Getting additional. I should have played that. I wasn't thinking. Discard that. So the reason to upgrade this specifically is that Runic Focus Plus is actually 3 additional mana when its condition is met. So it's +3 over, because it goes from being 2 and 2 to being 3 and 4, which is a considerable leap. So one of the other things you'll notice with this deck is we see the entire deck almost every, no, I was going to say almost every, not that often, but we do see it, the entire deck, quite regularly. A lot more than we do with a lot of other decks, which means that there's a decent argument to be made for saving those, but I want to, the Brittle Shield I'm going to actually want to play because we're about to get Frenzied on, and I would rather have, in case we get attacked multiple times, yeah, which we did. I'm glad that I had that 8 shield, could save some health. So this reduces our amount of shocked, but that may not actually be worth it. I actually like upgrading this because that gives us additional tools. Oh, it really wants us to take these, doesn't it? Nope. So. I think we upgrade the Blessed Strike so that it only costs 1 mana to play and does a bit more damage. Discard, I think Shrivel actually. Well, discard that because I don't think we need the mana, and then just leave the Shrivel be. We're able to once again purify away the yeah, so we're low on damage, but like we are pretty good at not dying at least. And I do think the evasion chestplate is a decent part of that. And so we will slowly chisel our way to a victory. One turn at a time. Sure. We do eventually hit this kind of silly point where we have just upgrade. We have literally upgraded our entire deck. Usually, if that is happening, though, it is a sign that the deck is in dire need of additional damage and additional payoffs. I think at this point I am on board with the leave. Well, okay, at that point where it's 10 damage now. Now it's going to discard. We're just going to discard it. Get tons of mana. Get some plated. It's unlikely that we get attacked enough times here that we actually go through all of our evade, because we did have 5 evade, and that meant that even with all of its frenzy turns, it would have to have attacked us every single turn, which is just not something usually we expect to have happen. All right, we finally got there. Okay, so Mystic Renewal gives us an extra turn. I said that was the reason we were here. But this Adventurer's Log is very tempting. Gives us another way to get tools. Tools are just very good. I think we just take the Adventurer's Log. I do really like the Mystic Renewal. I do think it is very good. I do think, though, that our deck in particular kind of runs the risk of durdling itself into oblivion. I don't love any of this. This is okay. It does give us a little more damage off our Blessed Strike. I think I'll take it. As far as upgrade skills, like I said, we upgrade the Tweak first because over the course of combat, it can upgrade every card except for itself. So over the course of combat, we will hit max. I do think I am fine with keeping the one Durdle Shield. So let's go Tweak on Adventurer's Log, Tweak on Malevolent Idol, discard the Adventurer's Log, discard those two, I should have played that first. So the nice thing with having evasion is that this is a fight where the evasion is going to do a lot of good work for us because this is an enemy that does a relatively small number of very high damage attacks. So like you see it's hitting for 25. No, we just say no. Now it's hitting for 20x2. No, we don't have to deal with that nonsense. Even with the mighty. No point playing the Brittle Shield. Okay, and so it may look like we're about to run out of evasion, but we actually, because we get one in a turn, we got one there, we're still good for a bit. I am pretty happy with how this has turned out so far. I can copy that just so I can get more card draw. So that helps ensure that we get this, because, oh, okay, so that crit actually did get us the win, but we were guaranteed the win otherwise from the whatever off of it. So the brilliant idea, again, like we don't have that many ways to get wits, but this now gives us wits 2. And we are able to get a decent number of tools, and the Sextant is a common tool that will give us wits. We'll try it. I mean, I should take the Crushing Strike because it's more damage, and we desperately need more damage, but I never said I was smart. Get out of there. Let's cut it. It'll be fine. Okay, so when upgraded, this becomes free. And then we can just upgrade both of those. Ooh, what do I copy? Kind of like the idea of just, well, okay, we are going to take a bunch of damage if I don't do this, so we're going to do that. Because we can only evade one of these hits. And this also ensures that we have Mighty next turn. Upgrade the Frantic Scouring. Discard those two because I want to get the extra evade stack. Ding! Okay. Can't use that this turn, but it's fine. We can just discard it. We're taking damage from those leech. Let's upgrade. I don't think Freezing Concoction gets us there, even if it's upgraded, but it might. Oh, it does. It does go. It straight up goes to 10. That's important to know. Did I not? What did I? I should not have discarded that. I should have discarded this. That's fine. I wish you know I was thinking really hard about discarding the correct card. Get dunked on. Let's actually copy that. I think we should come and draw some cards. Upgrade that. Not because I really needed to, but because I wanted to play the tweak, and that was what I had. Because now we can play this. We can upgrade that and that. Hey, we got the kill through the plated stacks. That's a good sign. I still really want more damage, but considering we don't have any, this is going pretty well. Running out of things in the hand to upgrade. That was an awkward hand not having discard outlets. Man, wouldn't it have been kind of dumb if we just removed 2 of our discard outlets earlier in the run? Then we would feel kind of silly. See if we can get this crit. Hey, we got both crits. We will take that. Okay, so more mana is okay. Cleansing Shield, despite being a shield card when we've done bad things to shields, the fact that it reduces debuffs is still good. We will still take one eventually. But for now, we're going to start with Field Beam because we need damage and we need discard. You can stay with as long as you approach and pet the plants that wake up. We're going to still detour to the caravan. I don't actually want this. This is a lot better for us right now. I do think this evade every turn is just doing great work. So the funny thing here is, so with that event that we just did, the way it works is you'll be told what color the plants are and what you do with that color plants. You pick the option that matches and then you detour to the caravan. If you were given the option to pet the plants that wake up, the detour to the caravan will not have a fight. If you had either I believe there's the blue plants. You have the yellow or the red plants, which are the ones where you either have to just run through or you have to follow the path with the flags. Detouring to the caravan will force you into a fight against 4 Laurel Blossoms. But regardless, whether you get the fight or not, you will always get this specific outfit. And this is the only way to get it. And it is strictly better than a couple of the other options. There is another outfit that is just +1 strike damage, +2 max shield, and this is an incredibly good outfit, especially and especially because you'll only see this event in Area 1, there's a very good chance that you take this event and you get this outfit and you're just very happy. But we already have the Windwalker coat and it is doing good work for us, so we'll still take the item energy. I think we're missing enough slots that I want to take the battery pack. Okay, so we are... I actually like the idea of upgrading this tweak because it means that we can upgrade multiple things here. Duplicating tweak, I mean, and then we can evade both of these hits. Unfortunately, we aren't able to kill anything, so that's going to happen. The real hope here is that we will find a way to... Okay, so this is nice. We're just going to freeze everything. And now we can upgrade more things. Discard that. I'm actually going to discard this because I want to get the extra wit stacks. Alright, so we took some debuffs, but we have some, we also solved some problems and we got some other stuff dealt with, so overall I'd call it a win. So we're actually going to save this mechanized plating for next turn. We're actually not getting debuffed this turn, so it ends up working out. So the question is, what do we copy here? I think we copy the treasure map, actually. We're going to frantically scour those two, fill our hand with various things, play Sextant, draw a card, get some mana, draw some cards. Oh, we can't draw cards. Our hand limit has been reached. It's actually upgrade. I don't like upgrading temporary cards, but in this case, the thing we're upgrading temporarily draws us more cards. And I don't know if you know this about me. I love drawing some cards. Turns that on. What else is in the deck? We're going to tweak the adventurer's log. We're going to discard the adventurer's log and get a whole bunch of tools. We're going to play things in the wrong order because that's how I do. We don't necessarily want that. And I don't think we need that. I think at this point we copy... I shouldn't have played that. I should have saved that for next turn. But we'll go ahead and play that. And then I think this actually does get us this kill, which is nice. Yeah. So we're getting attacked for 12x3, but we are evading all of it because we are very good at the game. We'll upgrade the other idol because it will take additional damage at this point. We will discard the damage. Draw some cards. Upgrade the frantic scouring and the mana. Get some more tools. I should have played that to get my... I should have played that after I played the spell. I am very clever, and I always sequence things correctly. Additional evade. Discard those two. Upgrade the Blessed Strike. Alright, so discarding two and then drawing two and then discarding two immediately actually is more useful in this deck than it is in almost any other deck. So we actually get the win here, and we end up at max health afterwards. We haven't rested at all. This was a very, very good Area 1. So Depraved Designs is probably the card we're taking here. Depraved Designs is an overpowered, unfair card. There is no way we don't take it. And we're going to immediately upgrade it because, again, it is an overpowered, unfair card. None of this is amazing. The Snail Shell seems like a good way to save us if we end up in trouble. I don't think I want to remove anything. We may end up going through the Poison Gorgons, which is not my favorite thing. That fight is pretty tough, but... So what do we copy? I think we copy the Adventurer's Log. So unfortunately, because we, I didn't want to upgrade, or I didn't want to upgrade this Adventurer's Log because this is the temporary one. So now we have a Purity. Yeah, we'll go ahead and use that because we are about to get. Yeah, ended up using a Fall Bar. Stuff. Good times. Unfortunately, we don't have a way to use this Sextant this turn. Although it does still give us Switch 1. So, once again, Shield Bot giving us a lot of help. Let's upgrade Treasure Map. Discard Treasure Map. Draw a bunch of cards. Upgrade Void Visions and Adventurer's Log. Discard Void Visions, discard Void Focus, Shock. I should have just copied that, I wasn't thinking. We'll just save that for next turn. We did fortunately get to blank both of those debuffs, which feels pretty great. Copy the tweak, upgrade multiple cards. And so one of the notes here then is that unlike Void Bolt, Fueled Beam is still only discard one even when upgraded, which is obviously a big upside when we do not have, we don't always have extra cards in hand to discard. Okay, so we are going to evade some of these hits, take some of this damage, take more damage than I thought we were going to take, but we're still mostly fine. Pitch that, pitch that. We have lethal this turn. I'm hoping to find bandages, which is probably not going to happen, but had to try. Let's discard. I'm actually not going to discard the Malevolent Idol because I don't want to get the kill here. Because I actually am trying to, like I said, I'm trying to find a way to get bandages. But looks like that ship has sailed, so we're just going to get the kill. So I think we kind of want another treasure map. Treasure map has just been consistently a valuable thing that we like to see. Gives us a lot of treasures. Treasures draw us into more cards, which lets us keep going forever. Remember, if the enemy never gets a turn, then they can't kill us. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. Upgrade that. Get a lot of tools. Yeah, hand size reached, limit reached. We're going to copy that Void Focus. We're going to just play the temporary one because there's no point in buffing it. Play one of those. So, we're going to play that. I think we do that to get rid of some of those evasion stacks. Do that to get rid of another evasion stack. And we'll get take a bit of damage, but again, that thing where we took 4x3, but then we had the shield bot prevent us from taking that much damage. So that discard, nope, discard, nope, that. So now those evade stacks are dealt with. Now we can draw some cards. So unfortunately we do not have, oh, now we have 2 evade stacks. There we go. We can upgrade both of those. Let's go ahead and turtle up. Prevent us from taking damage here. So we really want to try and get this kill to prevent the additional Siligo from getting spawned, but unfortunately that seems unlikely to happen. But you know, we can try. I don't know how we would really try. Fortunately, I'm pretty sure in any stalling war, we are going to come out the victors. This deck is incredibly good at stalling. We don't believe in ending turn until we absolutely have no other choice. Draw some more cards. Okay, that's not going to quite get us the kill, but it's actually going to get pretty close. Yeah. Yeah, this deck, once we are rolling, silly things happen. Part of me wants to take another mana card, but I think we want the Void Eruption more. So we're going to discard. So the goal here is we want to discard the Void Eruption like 3 times to get its cost down as low as possible. Also, discarding the Void Focus at least once is very important. So yeah, that didn't do a ton of damage, but what it did do is set all of them on fire and get rid of some of the burn stacks, or some of the evade stacks. Oh, things I don't think I've mentioned that are definitely in that category of things that you should know if you are planning to play a deck like this. If you if you upgrade a card that increases, that conditionally increases, it will only get the bonus in the difference. So like Void Focus Plus is gain 3. So Void Focus is gain 2 increased by 2. Void Focus Plus is gain 3 increased. Sorry, gain 2 increased by 1. Void Focus Plus is gain 3 increased by 2. So if you upgrade a Void Focus, even though Void Focus Plus upgrades increases faster, you will only get the +1 difference between the 2 base gain and the 3 upgraded gain. You won't, even if I've discarded the Void Focus like 3 times, I'm still only going to get +1 mana if I upgrade it to, so I upgraded this Void Focus to Void Focus Plus, it would then be gain 4 mana, increase this value by 2 when discarded, which is just an important thing to be aware of. So unfortunately, we are probably about to get Arcane blasted. So I'm going to go ahead and set that up. Oh no, we're not, because we're actually going to evade. Just kidding. Everything's fine. Everything was always fine. Upgrade that. Which will let us upgrade these. which will let us do that. Hey. Let's see if I can get this. Upgrade that. Unfortunately, this is going to eat the burn stack, and then we're going to be stuck being arcane leaked, I think, which I do not love. Yeah. So we can play one card without triggering arcane leak, which we're going to use to get this guy. We're just going to immediately end turn, which is going to hurt. We actually lost some recoverable health there, but it meant that we didn't get arcane proc, which means we get to keep this one stack of plated that we have. Gain that. The this guy is now vulnerable, which is nice. Actually dealing damage. This guy's not vulnerable, this guy's just not evading. That's what I meant. Like this guy is vulnerable, that one just wasn't evading. Words are difficult sometimes. I screwed up. I meant to line things up so that I would get to play this Depraved Designs, and then I just played my cards in the wrong order. Took a bunch of damage for it. It's fine. Upgrade Void Eruption, which may seem a bit silly since I'm planning to potentially discard the Void Eruption, but upgrade both the other cards in hand, both of which get bonuses when they are discarded. I guess it's the kill. There was no point in upgrading that Void Eruption. Okay, now we will take the Cleansing Shield. Like I said, we don't get much shield out of it, but reducing debuff counts is absolutely something that can be relevant. So, unfortunately, we do not have a way to trigger this Sextant yet. This may no, just give us another Sextant, which is still unhelpful to us. So one of the things with this fight is that we are going to end up picking up a lot of poison stacks from the fact that this has poisoned blood, which means that every time this loses health to any source, it applies one poison to us, which also means that like our purity stacks are not going to go that far. Because we'll just keep losing them anytime we let's upgrade the Brilliant Idea, which will then let us upgrade the Void Eruption, and let's go with Siphon Focus. Siphon card, rather. And Siphon card is going to discard Void Eruption. So you can discard these two. And I think we're going to turtle up, because we're going to take some damage. If we hadn't turtled up, I mean, we would have taken some damage. Discard the treasure map. I will say one of the funny things about playing these decks where I am, where you upgrade cards mid-fight, is that it's easy to forget which cards you have actually upgraded this fight and which ones you haven't. Sometimes I'll accidentally make plays that make sense in my head, but in reality, it turns out that I haven't actually upgraded the cards that I think I have. Just got that. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get to wits for that, but I don't want to lose. I don't want to give up health, so. Well, yeah. Kind of knew going in that this fight was going to end up hurting. This fight tends to be particularly painful for any deck that is a more dirtily kind of deck. And there are a few decks as why didn't I discard that adventurer's log? What was I thinking? There are a few decks as Durdle as an in a like discard list. We haven't been able to go off as much as I want. Part of that is like we haven't managed to get the upgrades to stick on the some of our key cards. We haven't managed to upgrade. Sorry, my brain, as usual, is on a walkabout. We haven't managed to upgrade the treasure maps, and also we keep putting all these shrivels in our deck. So, but yeah, because we don't have a good, like, poison specifically, we don't have a good out to, which means that we do just sort of inevitably end up taking a bunch of poison damage. We do that, and we can do that, which means we aren't weak, so we can at least get a bit more damage out of this, which means that even though we are still very rapidly bleeding out, we can at least get this going. Okay, so that fight could have gone better. The next fight will probably go better. Do we want a third treasure map? That seems a little questionable. I think we want another mana card. We might want another Void Rush, and I think we just want another mana card. I think we actually want Vindictive Aura. It gives us a bit more consistent healing. I think we are ready to cut one of the Malevolent titles. I really would love a Void Spike at this point. I think that is... If I had to pick one card, or if I could pick any one card to have show up, at this point I think it would be Malevolent, or it would be Void Spike. Alright, so we got shocked, but then we were pure, so it was fine. Go ahead and set that up so we don't take any damage here. Okay, so this now has shock barrier, which means that the next couple times we attack it, we will get shocked. Let's mana dance. I am still going to attack it though, because I'm not a coward. Would love to find a way to get. I was hoping to find a way to get wits. So the question, as always, is: am I willing to shrivel? Right. There's a second wit, which means that now I can have a brilliant idea. Unfortunately, I can't discard those. So we are going to evade. You're not actually going to take any damage there, which is nice. Upgrade that. Heal. Discard that. Eat some damage. Again, Shieldbot has saved us so much health this run so far. I don't know how obvious it is that Shieldbot has done as much as it has, but we would not be having. I know it doesn't seem like we've been having a great time, but we would not be having as good of a time as we have been having if we didn't have Shieldbot. It is kind of funny to me, though, that I said that the first area was going to be our real challenge, and then we did pretty well in Area 1, and then Area 2 we have struggled quite a bit more. So we are going to evade both these hits. We are still shocked, though. At some point, we're going to have to take one for the team. And by take one for the team, I mean eat approximately infinity damage and be sad. We would also not mind finding a way to get another stack of evade. I'm not sure how we would do that, but if we could, I would be happy. So one of the nice things is we have now stacked 12 cursed, which means that that does put an end point on the fight at some point. So one of the interesting things about Depraved Designs is that because both values are reduced by 1, it actually gets better each time you play it, because it starts out being draw 6, put 3 shrivels on top of your deck, which means that you have 3 shrivels. So you're always up plus 3 total cards in terms of like cards versus shrivels. But like after this time, now next time we play it, it is draw 3, put 0 shrivels on top of your deck, which if you have played Magic the Gathering, you may know that card as Ancestral Recall. And this is not Magic the Gathering, but it turns out Ancestral Recall is still good. Also, yeah, Void Focus is now at drawing us quite a few cards. Discard that. Is that doing 30 damage now? That seems good. Let's discard 2 of those. Oh, because it's shocked. It's not actually going to do all of that. Yes, we did just draw the Depraved Designs again in the same turn. Have I mentioned enough that this deck can do some ridiculous things? Yeah, damage is our problem. Stop healing! And there's the kill. We took like 5 damage total in that fight. Okay, so I think we have to take the Aether Storm. It's not on theme, but we need the damage. None of these do much for us. I think we just skip it and we upgrade the Aether Storm, because again, we need them. I should have upgraded the Brilliant Idea. That was dumb of me. I should have upgraded the Brilliant Idea. The question is whether we want to go into another Poison Gorgon fight. I don't really like either of the cards that it can give us. Yes, it has a very good chance to give us an upgrade, but if it gives us a remove, we don't care. I just don't want to deal with another Poison Gorgon fight. So sue me. Just got those. That doesn't do much for us, so we'll discard it. Oh, we're getting the sturdy from the mechanized plating. That's why we sometimes have a max shield that's higher than 0. I was confused. Discard 1, pitch that. Pitch that. Pitch that. Definitely get tough. So we're going to evade the first few hits. And we're only going to take 2 damage each from the other hits thanks to Shield Bot. Again, Shield Bot, absolutely the MVP of the run. If we don't have Shield Bot, we just die. This run was over hours ago. I know that we've only been in this for just about the first hour starting now, but this run ended years ago if we didn't have Shield Bot to lean on. So we still took a bunch of damage. We just kind of had an awkward hand there where we just didn't have the pieces just didn't come together. Boop. Draw some cards. Do that. So the problem here is they're going to spawn multiple additional Silgas, which I don't love. I don't love the fact that we're now fighting 4 of these jerks. Fortunately, we won't be fighting 4 of them for long. But yeah, this is the thing that can make Silgas a pain in the butt for stally decks, is that they have a nasty habit of just multiplying. And again, this is a thing that can just happen with this deck, where we just don't find any. We get a hand that doesn't have any discard, and then we are just very sad. You know, if we have even one this hand, we get one way to discard either of these, we're golden. But we didn't, and we weren't. We were the opposite of golden. And I'm too lazy to come up with a clever explanation for what I meant by that. Get them all for some damage. Put some cards. Discard that. I think we just discard and get the tools and hope that they do something. They did not. So we're going to evade one of these hits, and we're going to take the other. Yeah, this deck, definitely we were in a good place, and we are much less in a good place now. And again, we again have the Silgas spawning more Silgas. We are not out of the woods yet. We are here forever. Fortunately, only one of them is attacking us this turn. They seem to have to no longer be on the same cycle for whatever reason. Just got that. Just got that. So we're going to evade all of these hits. But we are probably not going to evade all these hits. Okay. That. Pitch that and that. Oh. We didn't get our treasures because I wasn't paying attention to the hand limit. That may cause us problems. Let's do that. Okay, in my head that got us at least one kill, and it absolutely did not, and that is not great. We can get some plated, but yeah, I messed up there, and it's going to cost us. Although at least we'd get the bandage, so it's not going to cost us as much as it might have. Pitch that. And we just pass the turn. Okay, so I don't know if they've just decided that they're done spawning, or if one day just decided to throw me a break, but the fact that they are not currently spawning more dorks definitely makes this a lot. The fact that they aren't multiplying further definitely makes this easier on us. You know, at least gets that kill. We may almost be free. There we go. Okay. I don't even know what I take here. I need more damage, and none of these are damage. I might take the tweak because it gives us more wits. I just don't know. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. This is a fight that can punish us for stalling, and we do not have anything we can do except stall. Well, that is at least a decent turn one. We are still taking damage here. So the reason this fight punishes us for stalling is that now they are setting up Frost Rune, which means that they can, and we don't have any Purify up, which means that we will be frozen, we are going to lose a turn. We only stop from taking damage here, but we are now frozen. So we immediately end our turn, and we take some damage. Getting frozen hurts. Just upgrade that. Just need more heals. Upgrade that. Upgrade that and that, I guess. Pitch that. So fortunately, we are not going to get frozen this turn, but we will get frozen next turn if we don't find a way to get a purity stack. Let's upgrade that. And we're getting frozen even if we kill this front one, which I am just assuming that we're going to do. Okay. That helps. Alright, let me actually get this kill here. Alright. So I think we took, 8 damage from that fight, which could have gone a lot worse. We're definitely taking this fueled beam. We just need more damage. I think these evasions are still more valuable to us than the max shield, but it's possible I'm just making the wrong call there. I think we cut the other Malevolent Idol because the fact that they are unplayable does cause serious problems occasionally. Okay, so that event, if you wait long enough, you can sometimes fight a Chimera, which will just heal, which, because it's the mid-boss, will give you an additional set of mid-boss level rewards, which is neat. Upgrade that and that. Draw a card. That works out perfectly. And now we get set on fire. It happens. Oh duh, the next several cards that we draw are all going to be those shrivels that we just got done putting on our deck. Should have played that first because yeah, let's upgrade that and play it because we are on fire. We are going to block this, setting us on fire. We don't have any ways to get growth. That is one of the downsides, is that our max mana isn't increasing. So despite all of our dirtling, we are limited in how well things can go total. I think I'm fine with upgrading this and just having the additional mana waiting in the deck. So one of the advantages here too, the fact that it took it several turns to attack us for the first time, is that we were able to build up a good amount of evasion. Unfortunately, that's all going to be just taken from us here. So let's go do that. And discard that. And now the friends show up. We have enough room in our hand for that. I don't think I have enough room in my hand for that. Or we're just going with the other Phoenix Scourge. Yeah, we just ran out of. That's going to draw us into a Shrivel. Just weaken them all, and then take away all of their stacks of Evade. Seems good to me. Go ahead and get shield because we're probably not going to get a better chance. Alright. Let's see. Let's upgrade the treasure map. Let's upgrade the field beam. Draw one, discard that. We can actually set that up on the dragon. And yeah, so the interesting thing about this deck is that, like, when it decides that it wants to be on, we get to just go off, and it's great. When it decides that, when we get awkward hands, we die. And so it's hard to say exactly how powerful this deck is for that reason, because, you know, this is a fight that often can give, can sometimes give slower decks real problems, and we are cruising through it. Let's see, I think I have enough damage here. Yeah. And we didn't take any damage against that, but then you saw the fights that were just a couple fights ago where we really struggled. I think we take the Mana Eruption here. I think it's a reasonable card. I think we definitely take the Abyss Scepter. It gives us a way to because I'm going to upgrade, I think, the other tweak first, because being those Wits 2 is very valuable. So the reason I swapped to this Abyss Scepter, not only does it apply to, you know, all of our spells, and we have a lot more spells than we had strikes, but this curse is going to be very relevant. Because you've seen how dirtily our fights go, making it so that every time we Void Bolt or Fueled Beam, we apply curse is a big game. I don't think I want to remove anything that's in my deck right now. I might remove a Runic Focus at some point, because despite just talking, or a Void Focus, because Void Focuses, until we set them up, are a bit awkward. But I think I'm fine with the deck as it stands now. As always, Baelator Hatchlings are my #1 priority. We can hit 2 elites no matter which route we take, it looks like. This is always my backup priority, but I think hitting 2 Baelator Hatchlings is more valuable, in my opinion, than hitting the Royal Connoisseur fight. Let's see. All right, so we did at least get a discard card in our opening hand. All right, and that helps as well. Copying Depraved Designs is fun. So the nice thing is, even if this evades, it still picks up these curse stacks, which are pretty nice. Let's tweak the Mana Dance, actually. Discard Shrivel, I don't plan on. So the funny thing is, because we have so many stacks of, because we start at like -2 max shield, even though we have Sturdy, we still have 0 max shield by default. Let's go ahead and actually do that, because we won't have evades for this. Upgrade both of those. Discard the treasure map. There's a very good argument to be made here that I shouldn't have done that. I should have, you know, played damage. But I've said it before. It continues to be true. I'm not here to not draw cards. And we are going to be punished for it. It does feel pretty good to just be like, yeah, it costs 8 mana. We'll play it. Shock, and then I think just go for damage. Only going to evade one of these hits, unfortunately. But I need to take the invigorate. We could use the heal at this point. No, we're not going to bother toughing up because we're only going to actually take 6 here total because of the shield bot. Still the MVP of the run. What if we just did that? Pitch those two. Of course, that's just going to draw us that. We will take the 2 damage from the curse we had. Of course, now we have considerably more than 2 curse, which means that getting this kill relatively quickly is now a priority. Alright, so we're going to evade 3 of these hits, which helps. One kill. I don't know why I bothered upgrading Shrivel. That actually seems like a very dumb thing for me to have done. Yeah, we are taking damage. Again, like this deck continues to just swap between flawless victories and having a real bad go of it. And it's gonna keep doing that for the rest of the run. You know, are we ultimately going to be victorious? You just won't know unless you stay around, until you stick around. That's my whole strategy. If I discard this, I'm totally going to end up not having enough space in my hand. So let's wait a moment. was not the card that I meant to play. Let's freeze everything. Upgrade that. I guess that's only going to be +1 for mana for us. I wasn't totally certain, which is honestly the main reason I did that. Discard that. So the reason not to kill this yet is because it's just going to put, it's going to die at end of turn anyway, and that way it will apply Curse 1 to us, but it won't, provide these stacks. When this dies, it has these Death Spore stacks that's going to provide, which means that these guys hit harder, and so I figured I would just prevent that from happening, at least to begin with. I would love to have some mana. That's not mana. None of that is mana. Guess we'll gain 2 more stacks of plated, which will at least help a little bit. Alright, so we're going to evade both those hits. Upgrade that, I guess. None of that is super useful. Go ahead and do this, though, because it's a little bit more damage. Take 7. We are not actively hemorrhaging health, which is, you know, I'll take what I can get at this point. Right, we are going to get a stack of, an extra stack of evaded end of turn, so we're not going to take any damage here. And then, yeah. Okay, so I don't love any of this. I think we take that because it's damage, even if I don't love it. Both of the cards that, fortunately, we are definitely getting a good card here, because I like both of the cards that this drops, and I like both of them, even specifically in the context of this deck. So the funny thing here is we can actually just play this. Kind of like that more, doing this more. We get to evade both those hits, which is nice. We are still going to take 2 hits from that, but we didn't take 28 damage, which would have obviously been quite a bit worse. Start by discarding that, and then I'll discard this second so that I have room for the tools that it generates. I may actually upgrade this cleansing shield and just play it to get a bunch of actual shield. Although getting this purity out seems also reasonable. Since this may, I don't know what this is going to apply, but if it's vulnerable, we will be kind of sad. But and if we do that, though, we should be in reasonable shape. Okay, just frail, so I don't. I think I'm happy with my decisions here, at least. Discard that. Stone Skin Bomb, discard that. Get the mana. I do really like upgrading that. Pitch that. Draw some cards. Because that's going to give us quite a bit of mana to work with. Discard both of those. Do not want them. And we're going to take some damage here, especially if we get critted on like we did, just repeatedly, but that's going to go. That seems okay. So we're going to evade both the Baylater attacks, and then we're going to deal with that and be pretty happy. Less happy about this. Again, though, like I had mentioned when we picked it up, that these curse stacks were going to help us a lot, and given how dirtily these fights have been, if we hadn't had this guaranteed extra damage, I don't know that we would have gotten... We would still be in fights from quite a while ago. Let's upgrade that. Yeah, yes, I will take this. I will take this Ravenous Vengeance, Ravenous Intent, and upgrade it. That gives us a better healing option than Invigorate was giving us, a more reliable one, and it means that we can just generally be happier. So this fight, I'm not actually going to use that because this is one of those things where we're taking exactly 4 damage. It means the shield bot is going to ensure that we only took we obviously took a good amount of damage there, but we could have taken a lot more. And we discard. Yeah. It's all fun and games until they set up pack tactics, which is what they're going to set up this turn. And of course, the problem with them setting up pack tactics is that once they do, they will get strong for each one that's still alive. Discard that and that. Set up more there. So this is our last turn that we will be fine, because now they're going to get a pretty substantial damage boost. Also, I have to remember that, like, the way that we were... Oh, but this, as we learned earlier, just puts everybody on ice for a turn. Just makes everybody, as Arnold Schwarzenegger would say, chill out. That. Okay. can do that. And then I think we do want the tough ranks here. Especially because this fight is now drawing to a close. We have gotten past the trickiest bits. Just a matter of navigating through the rest of it. Upgrade that. Discard that. That's lethal. So we take a little bit of damage here. I think we take the increasing visions. Having a way to draw into things is good. I think the Tyrannic Blast needs to go. I had forgotten I had that. I think I had a chance to remove it and I didn't take it because I had forgotten that was kicking around in the deck being just generally slightly obnoxious. Question is, do I want to play this and discard the Void Focus, start setting up, or do I want to get a Purity? I'm just going to play that. I think getting, that also applies another stack of Curse, which, you know, isn't the most useful thing, but it's not literally nothing. Unfortunately, we are going to lose plated stack, and I think that's going to be our permanent plated stack. Yeah, okay. I wasn't totally certain because we had two temporary stacks, and I wasn't certain how that interaction worked, but the way that we didn't want it to was the answer. We're going to set that up because we're going to kill this, which is going to mean that we take damage. I should have upgraded that, I wasn't thinking. Fortunately, we get an immediate do-over. But now, do I even care about freezing literally everything? Because it won't freeze this. I think that's the main thing we care about freezing. We're going to take some damage for doing that, but... Upgrade that, upgrade that. Get another stack of Purity. Take another stack of... Yeah. So yeah, we still take the damage from the Arcane, but because we have Purity, we don't take, we don't lose all of our buffs. So upgrade this Ruby Focus. Because now, we get that. that, and I don't know that we're actually... Well, no, because we can get vulnerable, we can actually get the freeze there. So we're going to play this, which is going to result in us taking a little bit of damage, but then we're going to heal. Okay, so this gives us a way to freeze everything, most importantly freeze that back dork. Cool. So that means that now we have a spell for Runic Focus. We can copy Depraved Designs. We can upgrade that and that. Obviously, I'm not the hugest fan of taking this damage right here, but we've upgraded almost everything in hand. So you can draw all the spells out of the deck. And we can upgrade that one. All right. I'd say this is going fairly well. You do have to love, as in like it is legally required that you adore the all these curse stacks we have. Discard that and that. Discard one of those. You're doing pretty good on Purify stacks right now, I would say. Aha. We are almost out of the woods. Mechanized plating, which means we have to discard 2 cards, but I'm fine with that. I should have discarded that, but I wasn't paying attention. But it does not matter a ton. Even if it takes us an extra turn to get this kill, whatever. You're not in any danger. So yeah, that fight went pretty well. Mystic Shadow Blast. It is, on the one hand, very expensive. On the other hand, it gives us a way to do 2 things which I kind of have wanted a way to do, which is apply Arcane and gain Powerful. We're going to go ahead and upgrade this brilliant idea. Having it be free seems worthwhile for us, and then we are going to remove the Tyrannic Blast. Okay. So I definitely want to play this, but I also want to play this and hope that I get mana. I did not. I feel very dumb. I have regrets. I refuse to learn from my mistakes. That's just a principled stand that I am making. Never learn from your mistakes. But I do believe in learning from my successes. Which in this case means being aware that I have the ability to freeze things for value. You're now in the slightly awkward position of literally just having too many cards in hand to be able to deprave designs effectively. Oh, but because of those plated stacks, we were taking basically no damage here, which seems cool to me. Getting a purity stack. Everything's going great. Everything's going exactly according to plan. I never have made any mistakes in this playthrough. And this time we actually are going to do that. Okay, so that lets us upgrade things, but unfortunately, actually no, we do have things we can upgrade those too. And then we can copy that. And then we can do some damage. And then we can be sad because we did not fully get everything we wanted. But it's okay, because now we are at full health again. Did not take any damage overall. Good fight. Mind Seed. Now we have a way to get a little bit of... oh, Jesus. So I took the option I did because it has the ability to potentially give us a who'sma what? A thingamabob. An upgrade. And you know me, I love getting me some upgrades. Unfortunately, that is not the result that we got. Discard that. Let's draw a spell. So this is going to get this kill, which is, let's call it a mixed blessing. Hoping that here I get a, that's not quite what I was looking for, but I'll take it. Let's see what we draw. Oh, I'm out of mana. That's no problem. Discard that. We definitely do not want to be ambushed right now. So we're going to evade some of these hits, and then we're going to get blown up anyway, which is going to not be great. I will be honest, I'm not as happy with how this fight is going as I have been with other fights in my life. Other fights in this run, even. Stupid plated stacks. Let's see what we get off of that. Yeah, because I will want to discard that. Alright. Let's get more mana. I actually think I discard that and that so I can get the healing at end of turn and get all these evade stacks. Haha. Okay, so we can get rid of this vulnerable stack at least, if we want to. I don't think there's a chance that we play that, but I refuse to give up. I refuse to let a petty thing like the math stop me from going for it. And hey, we did it. I legitimately did not think that that was going to happen, but turns out when you wish upon a star makes no difference who you are, even if you are an incredibly bad Breach Wanderers player. Pitch that. Pitch that. Curse, curse. Take some damage. Well, this isn't the most useful hand I've ever seen. Didn't actually do anything. I don't know why I bothered playing it. We do, however, have 2 stacks of evade, so it's fine. We can pitch that to potentially draw into healing, so we can be at full health when we end this fight. Rip. We drew so many cards and none of them were our heals. I'll take a Contemplate, I think. I feel like that might end up being relevant. Do we burn another rust? We may as well. This is going to be a double Bay later fight, which has a very strong chance of causing serious damage. Especially if we get an opening hand like this. Alright. Okay, that helps a little bit. I think. Let's actually go ahead and do this. That'll give us 2 stacks of tough. And I never remember to use that otherwise in this fight. Okay. We're going to use this to upgrade that and that. Okay, sorry, I don't think I said anything for a couple of moments. It's possible that I'm thinking. I mean, I didn't say it was likely, I said it was possible. I'm going to draw those first. We can't draw all of the cards to fill our hand, but I'm going to draw enough that I'm fine with it. we are going to pitch that Void Eruption, because we still want to get that to the point where we can play it. We are going to contemplate and just pitch all of these, pitch a Shrivel. Yeah, the awkward thing with these Void Focuses is if we don't get a window in which we can, or have be discarding them, they are substantially less useful. Am I okay with, if I get mana, yeah, that actually ended up net saving me. Pitch that, I should have pitched that, but I was really hoping that was going to be mana. But when am I not hoping that it's going to be mana? So fortunately, we didn't actually lose any max health. So I guess we just pitched that. I should have. Alright, so yeah, we're going to take more damage again. Yeah, and this is why I rested, because I knew that this fight was potentially going to really do a number on us. Fortunately, things are getting better. A little bit. So the reason I'm doing this is it's going to get us a little bit of our health back from the Vindictive Aura. Because every time we hit for 10 or more damage, we get a little bit of health. Alright. Still taking damage, but the Bailator is also slowly dying because of our, who's Mort? Draw 3, discard treasure map, discard cleansing shield, draw more cards, upgrade that and that. Just gonna running out of things to upgrade. Let's do some damage, then just draw some cards. That's free now. Doing that honestly more to heal than anything else. Alright. Let's upgrade that just to get the extra mana. Let's get the Mighty stack. Oh right, because we have all these powerful stacks from playing that one card. Alright, the Hungering Focus is nice. See what this is. This will give us, that's better than that, I think. Temporary buff. I don't think we want that. What do we cut? That's a good question. Do we cut one of the, I don't think we cut one of the Void Bolts. I think at this point we cut one of the Fueled Beams because against one enemy, they're less valuable. That's actually pretty good. That's also pretty good. I think this is going to do more for us here than the Snail Shell will. And I don't think we want to discard the other spell. I knew that wasn't going to do anything for us, but here we are. Okay. Start by drawing more cards. Then let's upgrade our hand. Oh, this is one of those where it was a choose two. And because I took a moment to take a drink of my beverage, it meant that we did not get to do the second choice, which is unfortunate. So I think I upgrade the Mind Seed because now it gives us 3 growth and even more mana. I think our goal here is to Shadow Blast, which is just going to clear off the purity, but more importantly, it's going to give us this powerful stack. And then we are going to do that because that will let us draw and get those shrivels off our deck. Actually, we may as well discard more things and draw more things to dig for mana. That's not going to do anything at the end of this turn because we don't have any things in hand. Let's discard the Bottled Ectoplasm. Alright. So we're going to take a little bit of damage here, but as turn ones go, that was reasonably solid. I think, considering all the relevant factors. Alright, that is not really what I wanted to see, but we only took 1 hit. We can upgrade that and that. We can upgrade the Void Focus. So the reason we are only just now getting Curse on is because we had to get to the parry stacks that the Veilator starts with. Pitch those, get tools, upgrade Running Focus, pitch that, do that. Okay, so we're going to evade both these hits. We're going to Magnifying Glass and draw some cards because we're hoping to find a way to upgrade the Mystic Shadow Blast. But since we didn't find it, we're just going to do this, which is going to conveniently do a whole lot of damage. We should have played that. Well, let's discard that. And we've got some more purity stacks, which means that we're still not going to eat debuffs. Oh, wait, that debuff was because it vulnerable itself. I was confused for a second. Okay. So now we're really getting value out of Mana Eruption. Now that we have this Mind Seed going, because now you see we get 5 mana because we are now we now just have more words. Oh, ran out of space on our hands to draw cards. Discard those 2. Discard the treasure map. Draw a card. Upgrade the Void Eruption. Discard the Void Eruption. Discard the Void Eruption again. The next time we draw it, it will be playable. Alright, so we are going to get hit here, but only one of these hits is actually going to hit us. So ideally what we would love is if we could find... oh, there's our Mana Dance. That was the thing I was going to say we needed to find, because now we will get the evaded end of turn, and that means we'll be in much better shape. And that is going to heal us. So yeah, this has been a long adventure. It was not an easy run, but it looks like, and it's obviously not over quite yet, but I think we are in a very good position to win the run. Upgrade the Running Focus, upgrade the Invigorate, play the Invigorate, Cleansing Shield off the other stack of Curse. We are no longer cursed. Veilator is cursed for 11. This has been a very, very long run. That we don't actually need more health. We can pitch that. We can pitch. I don't think we're going to be able to play both of those. We'll upgrade that. So let's play that. We're now up to 7 powerful, which is a pretty nice place to be. Let's actually upgrade that so we can pitch both of those. I think it's notable that, like, despite how dirtily these runs have been, we still have not like the Depraved Designs is still drawing his cards despite how many turns this fight has lasted. And there's the kill. All right, so yeah, that took us 2 full hours. It was not a short run, but it was a successful run, although it was touch and go at several fights. So that is another successful run. That is how Discard Inno works. When you are going off and taking just a ton of time per turn. But you get to draw a lot of cards, you get to discard a lot of cards, you get to eventually, I guess, deal some damage if you have to. Yeah, it is a run that always feels like it is on the verge of failing, even as you are succeeding. So I will post the deck list in the Discord, and then I'm probably not going to go over the deck list right this second to edit it. The card pool, I think I was generally pretty happy with the choices we had, and a lot of what we did decide on at several points was colored by the fact that we had picked up that evasion outfit near the beginning, and that had a major impact on how we played out that run. But I will probably still have a follow-up video, if I make any changes at all, that I will record later today or tomorrow. All right, bye.